Now, whereas the rest of us had lost no time in trying to establish what we hoped would be lucrative careers at the bar, Henry had typically been persuaded by Lord Denning to go off and run Cumberland Lodge at Windsor, and that was with the object of enhancing the lives of ethnic minority students who were reading for the bar in the Inns of Court, and a lot of them were not having a very happy time. But at Cumberland Lodge, they would go and spend a weekend in the country and enjoy themselves. That was the plan, and that is exactly what happened, thanks to Henry. And this demonstrated qualities that marked Henry throughout his life: a concern for race relations and for the underprivileged. And these concerns were allied to others: concern for judicial independence, for access to justice, for information technology, for legal learning, and for the rule of law. And these concerns he actively pursued as a barrister, as a judge, and in retirement, though that's not quite the right word for Henry's life after he left the bench. As a barrister, he chaired the Professional Standards Committee of the Bar Council. He also set up and chaired the Bar's first Committee on Information Technology. He chaired the Bar Race Relations Committee. He chaired the Ethnic Minorities Advisory Committee of the Judicial Studies Board. And he was appointed by Lord Wolfe to be judge in charge of modernisation, which meant striving to persuade the Lord Chancellor's Department to devote the funds that were needed to introduce information technology into the legal process. This proved an uphill struggle. Allied to his enthusiasm for IT was a determination, in the interests of open justice, that the public should have immediate access to the judgments that he and his colleagues were handing down. And so he founded and was the first chairman of BAILI, the British and Irish Legal Information Institute, which makes judgments freely available online. When he retired from the bench, he was pounced on by many who sought his support for causes they knew would strike a chord with him. He was the vice president of the Commonwealth Magistrates and Judges Association. He joined the board of the Slin Foundation and devoted enormous energy to working with the judiciary in Albania in order to instill there a proper regard for judicial independence and the rule of law. And for this he was awarded Albania's highest honour in being made a Knight of the Order of Skanderborg. I can't tell you any more about that, but ask Biddy afterwards. I'm sure she knows all about it. He worked with the Harrow Law Centre. He was a patron of prisoners abroad, which helps with the welfare of those who had the misfortune to find themselves detained in foreign prisons. And having saved the best for last, he was, of course, patron of Peace Brigade International, and he founded the Alliance for Lawyers at Risk. If he never turned down a request for help, he was hard to refuse when he looked to others to do the same. It was not easy. In fact, it was quite impossible to resist Henry when he put his advocacy to work. And thus I found myself in Nepal holding the flag of PBI, and in Albania supporting the Slin Foundation. And all of this because he was a lovely man who simply could not say no to him. He would so have approved of this event, of the prizes that are to be awarded this evening, and of those who have earned them. And so I'm now going to hand over to Susie to tell you what, I think she's going to tell you, what is to follow.